All right, let's get right into it. Today we're going to unpack a wild story, one that lives right at the crazy intersection of social media, high-stakes finance, and, yeah, global politics.
And it all kicks off with this number, $200 million. That's how much profit one trader supposedly walked away with in just a few hours.
So that leads to the big question, right? The one we're really digging into today. How does that happen? Was it just an incredibly lucky guess, a brilliant prediction, or was there something else going on? All right, let's start with the mystery itself. We need to break down exactly what went down because this is the trade that lit a match and started an absolute firestorm of speculation online.
Okay, so look at this timeline. The timing is absolutely everything here. So on a Friday afternoon, someone opens a massive short position. Now that's basically a huge bet that the price of Bitcoin and Ethereum is about to tank. And then, just minutes later, a post from the president announces huge tariffs and boom, the market gets hammered. Bitcoin's price just falls off a cliff. The result? That trader, the one who made that perfectly timed bet, reportedly walks away with up to $200 million. I mean, the precision is just, it's unbelievable.
So, as you can probably guess, a trade that perfect immediately set off alarm bells. People started screaming insider trading. And that's exactly what it sounds like, right? It's when you trade using crucial information that isn't public yet. You have an unfair advantage because you know something that nobody else does, and you use it to make a fortune.
And this is where things get, well, personal. The online rumor mill started churning, and pretty soon it landed on one specific name, Barron Trump. Now let's be super clear here. There is absolutely zero public, verifiable evidence that links him or anyone in his family to this trade. But you know how the internet works. The rumor itself just exploded and took on a life of its own.
But here's the thing, and this is why we're really talking about this today. Whether that rumor is true or completely false doesn't actually matter for our purposes. What does matter is that the whole episode is a perfect, almost textbook example of a brand new kind of risk in our financial system.
So, that begs the question, how can a single rumor or even a single piece of real news cause that much chaos, that fast? Well, the answer is pretty simple. It's the incredible amplifying power of social media.
And this isn't just a hunch. We've got research to back it up. A recent paper from CERT basically confirms this. It says the speed of social media does way more than just spread info. It actively magnifies financial risk. It's like it can take a tiny spark of worry and just whoosh, turn it into a raging inferno of panic.
And the researchers, they've actually broken this down into 4 key types of risk. First, you've got market risk. That's when online sentiment just completely flips the perception of the market. Then there's liquidity risk, causing these sudden massive waves of buying or selling. It can also create credit risk, basically destroying confidence in a company overnight. And finally, there's operational risk, where the systems themselves and the people running them just get totally overloaded.
This isn't just theory. We've seen this play out for real. Just think about the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank. That wasn't some slow-moving train wreck. Nope, it was a full-on digital bank run, fueled by panicked messages spreading like wildfire on social media and people pulling their money out with a few taps on their phone. A crisis that used to take months to unfold, now it happens in a matter of hours.
Okay, so here's where it gets even more interesting. This digital amplification engine, it's not just for finance. The exact same mechanism powers culture, it powers commentary, and it often reacts in real time to the very things it's watching.
So get this, while one corner of the internet is losing its mind over a potential multi-million-dollar crypto trade, a whole other corner is taking that same political tension and turning it into some seriously sharp satire. It's like two sides of the very same, very fast-moving coin. And this right here is a perfect example. A satirical website just appeared using these completely made-up quotes to comment on what was happening politically. This one, Dog Bless Barron. I mean, it just perfectly nails that tone of parody.
But again, it's the timing that's just wild. The website's domain was registered on the exact same day that major US and Israeli military strikes began in Iran. This wasn't something somebody thought about for a week. No, it was an immediate, instantaneous reaction. A piece of online commentary that shows just how blindingly fast our digital world responds to what's happening in the real one.
So, you have markets and memes moving at the speed of light. The big question is, how on earth are the institutions that are supposed to be watching all this, how are they supposed to keep up? Well, as you might guess, they're not. And that's where you see this huge disconnect in speed. It's just this massive contrast, right? On one hand, you've got the instant, chaotic, blink-and-you-miss-it world of digital info. And on the other, you have the slow, careful, methodical, and frankly, often outdated world of financial regulation.
Now, the regulators, they know this is a problem. They're not blind to it. The CFTC, for instance, they're in the middle of upgrading their reporting rules. They're finally moving away from this old, clunky 80-character standard that was super prone to errors, and they're moving to a modern system, something that's way more flexible, that allows for automated checks, a system actually built for surveillance in the 21st century. It's a hugely important step just to get a basic handle on what's even happening out there.
But here's the catch. How long do you think an upgrade like this takes to actually roll out? 2 years. That's the deadline they've given firms to comply. 2 years. I mean, think about it. In the time it takes for this one single rule change to happen, how many digital rumors will have been born, gone viral, and then completely disappeared? It just perfectly highlights that massive, massive speed gap.
So this all brings us right back to where we started. We have these unbelievably powerful digital forces that are completely reshaping our world, and we have these old-school analog-era institutions that are trying desperately to manage them.
So what are the big takeaways here? What should we remember? Well, first, digital rumors can spark real-world financial panic at a speed we've just never seen before. We're talking hours, not months. Second, this power to amplify, it's a real double-edged sword. It can be used for serious financial speculation, but also for sharp political satire. And finally, the regulators, well, they are trying to build better tools for this faster world, but they're just moving at a totally different, much slower pace.
And that leaves us with one final, huge question to chew on. In a world that literally moves at the speed of a meme, where information, money, and panic can circle the entire globe in a heartbeat, can regulation, can the rules that are meant to keep us safe, ever truly catch up? It's a tough question, and it's one we're all going to have to figure out an answer to, probably sooner than we think.